All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Filmaholic. As Abel shows off his pop toys, that is Mandalorian there.
I got Captain America too, the hammer. I got James Bond, Fat Thor, Han Solo, and Iron Spidey.
Now, which James Bond do you have? Do you have the Daniel Craig James Bond, or is that just
the one for Casino Royale.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
A bit further back, I would have thought it would be for like Spectre or something.
I mean, they have like the collection here is they have the one from like that the Daniel Craig one, the horrible one we would never talk about. Casino Royale. They have Doctor No, Live and Let Die. They have the Le Chef from Casino Royale. What's that dude's name? Ross, whatever from GoldenEye.
Ross?
Yeah, and they have E from Skyfall and M from GoldenEye.
Cool.
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
I would show you my collection over there, but it's too far away. I did recently get a Don Draper Funko Pop though, and it was really exciting. I went to the Funko Pop store in LA, and it's pretty cool. If you guys get the chance, you should go there.
Yeah, I guess this might be decade for Funko Pops here for a bit, but oh man, like I wanted to get this. Like, you might shit on me for this. There was this Dawson's Creek Pop.
Dude, I want those too, but it's just I want to get several at a time, and it's $10 a piece, and it's just a lot. I want the Dawson one, I want the Jen one, definitely those two.
I don't want to wait.
Eventually I'll get them. They also have the Office Pops, and I want to get those. They're almost like the Kevin one with the chili, but
okay. This one you might definitely shit on me, but I kind of want to get the Justice League one just because it looked pretty cool.
Okay, so today we are doing the top 10. Well, not actually top 10. We're not doing a top 10. We're not doing a ranking, but we're going to talk about our favorite romantic comedies, favorite rom coms. In honor of Valentine's Day, just passed last weekend. We didn't make that, but still, it's February.
We're still celebrating.
Celebrating almost
Friday, and people are working.
Yeah, but romantic comedy is an underrated genre. I can't speak. But with genres, it's very difficult for me to like determine what actually fits in a genre. That's why I don't really like talking about. There's certain things that are like very distinctly a genre, like maybe a Western or what have you. But even though sometimes it's like it blurs between different genres and what have you. Like Jaws, for example. A lot of people consider that a horror film. I don't consider it a horror film at all. I think it's more of a drama. So it's whatever. So it was hard for me to come up with a top 10 list of romantic comedies. There were some that we saw on lists that we didn't agree with. So we just didn't do a top 10. We just did a general, this is some of our favorites. So I'm going to say like a couple, and then Abel will say a couple, and then we'll go through the ones we have. So I'm going to start off here and just like name a few. The first one I'm going to mention that I saw more recently that I thought was really good was Long Shot. I think Seth Rogen's most recent film. It was definitely a romantic comedy. It was nothing like mind-blowing, but it was a really good film from last year, and it had a good story. It was fresh, funny. It shows that Seth Rogen's comedy evolves with time. Had a good cast with him and Charlize Theron. And it was a sweet little film. So I'm going to mention that one was really good. And also want to mention Drinking Buddies, which I haven't seen in a while, but I remember really liking it. Once again, being something different. And it being a romantic comedy, but also having a lot of weight to it. And then also the other one I'm going to throw out is Sleeping with Other People. Same thing, like Drinking Buddies. Had a lot of, was a romantic comedy, but had a lot of heavy moments. Great cast. Showed some actors that I hadn't seen, and showed some like before in like different types of range, and it showed what they could do, like with Alison Brie and Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, so all those films are good. Check them out if you haven't seen them. Abel, what do you got?
Okay. Jerry Maguire, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, The Big Sick, Crazy Stupid Love, and Knocked Up. Now, let me get with Jerry Maguire. Obviously, I explained why that's my favorite movie. Tom Cruise, man, you know. All right, check it out, my homeboys.
Was that your whole?
No, that's not just
Okay.
part of it.
Okay.
No, but like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, man, that shit is fucking like funny and stuff. Like, they literally created a band just because of that movie, and like, I have that song on my Spotify playlist. And honestly, that for me, the highlight of it was it Jonah Hill and Russell Brand's character.
And well, we can go ahead and dive into Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, we'll dive into it. And Crazy Stupid Love, you know, the little twist at the end. And Knocked Up just because I mean, come on, it's like the first rated R movie I saw on HBO after I got exposed to co-ed, but that's another story for another time.
Well, let's table Crazy Stupid Love and Forgetting Sarah Marshall because they're actually in my top list up here, like the major ones that are like definitely my favorite romantic comedies. But also I have a few more on here. Groundhog Day, that's a classic, iconic romantic comedy with such a just a great plot, great story. And it's something I hadn't watched until recently, actually. I had never seen it before. And Bill Murray's great. And also Just Friends. This is a throwback from 2005, I believe, with Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris, I think Amy Smart.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen this more recently, so I don't really know how well it holds up, like the jokes and stuff. If they're probably outdated and stuff. But man, I loved this movie at the time. Like, it was a motivator for me back in 2005 as a chubby kid watching this to lose weight, and it really helped actually. Yeah.
I think for me that's more.
Just Friends.
That movie was more of my biopic, so yeah. I don't know. In case you want to see that old crush from high school, you just kind of go like, God damn, I feel like that fat kid all over again.
Yeah. So, and then also got on down here About Time as a romantic comedy, if you consider it that. It's just such an original, fresh idea with a great cast, and it's so emotional. Man, that movie will fuck you up. But I got that on there, and I also have one that probably you wouldn't expect, and that's Toy Story 4, because I guess it kind of is romantic comedy, even though it's, you know, the fourth film in the Toy Story franchise, because it really is about Woody and his journey, but also Woody and Bo, and it's a comedy, and there's romance. So yeah, got that in there, and I also have obviously I have Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Crazy Stupid Love, which we're going to talk about in a second, but then also have Adventureland, which it's a comedy drama, but it's romance at its core. Their relationship, so I'm going to consider it a romantic comedy. It's based in the 1980s, so it's got this great tone and 80s vibe with amazing songs and music, and got a great cast with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, Martin Starr. Once again, Ryan Reynolds comes in. He's in that film. Man, I love this film. Have you watched it?
I have a long time ago, actually. Like, I saw when it came out on Showtime, but I think it was a one and done for me at the time.
Yeah, definitely revisit it because it's underrated. And not only is it like a romantic comedy, but it's like just got really good, great performances. It's one of I think the best performances I've seen from Kristen Stewart.
How dare you? Have you seen her in Twilight? I think she got snubbed for like an Academy.
Dude, I am I've been a supporter of Kristen Stewart in the past. Like I do think she is a talented actress, but man, that Underwater movie, what a rough start to 2020.
Actually, I think I heard they shot that film before all that stuff that happened with T.J. Miller, but they just want to release it because you know what happened with him at the time.
Yeah, that movie's been on the shelf for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I had The only two I have left is Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Crazy Stupid Love. So do you want to talk about any more you have on your list before we talk about those?
Okay. The ones that You've Got Mel. It's a classic for me.
Saw it with my mom when I was a kid. Don't remember it.
Yeah, same thing. Like whenever it's on TBS, I'm like Mijito, You Got Mel. It's like I know
You have Sleepless in Seattle on there too.
Oh no, I was really debating about that, but She's All That. Bridesmaids. Yeah.
That was one of the ones where, like, I don't know if I would put it on my list anyways. It's a good film, but that was one of the ones on other people's lists where they were debating whether or not it was an actual romantic comedy or not. So.
And Silver Linings Playbook.
I don't consider that a romantic comedy, but I know you do. We talked about that beforehand.
Oh yeah, have you seen that book? That's hilarious.
But yeah. So we got the big ones here: Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Crazy Stupid Love. Let's talk about Forgetting Sarah Marshall first. Like the first time, I think this movie came out in 2008. Back when movie Blockbuster and Movie Gallery was the video store where I was at, and I remember renting it at the Movie Gallery and just loving this movie, completely loving it. I think my mom let me rent it because I don't think I watched it with my dad, but yeah, it's hilarious. We got a great cast. It's a clever screenplay too. It's just good all around.
Inside of you, I can cross the discipline.
And like you said, they created a fictional band for the film. And this film even had a spinoff, which I think that spinoff is shit, but a lot of people liked it.
That spinoff never happened, all right?
But yeah, clever film. I actually, Seth Rogen has some involvement in it too. I want to say he's a producer on the film. Jonah Hill's in that. Early days of Jonah Hill there. Yeah. Paul Rudd. Oh yeah, he's in it too. There's so many great.
Remember he had the leash on his on the thing. He was just like, nah. He was like, I could get fired from that. Well, he didn't say it like that, but it was like, nah, liability.
Yeah. And then the other one is Crazy Stupid Love, which I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's my favorite rom-com is Crazy Stupid Love. That film I watched in theaters when it came out in 2011, and first of all, 2011 was the big year of Ryan Gosling, right? That was his comeback year because he had been in stuff during the 2000s, The Notebook, even smaller stuff. A lot of people didn't see Lars and the Real Girl, that people went back and revisited later because he's a great actor. But 2010, he had Blue Valentine, which I guess was the start of his resurgence. But 2011 was boom. He had Crazy Stupid Love, he had Drive, and The Ides of March all in the same year. But Crazy Stupid Love was the most accessible film to many people. It was, it wasn't rated R, so at the time I didn't get to see Drive in theaters because it was rated R. The same thing with The Ides of March, I think, which I think I might have snuck into that one, but I can't remember to be sure. But Crazy Stupid Love, yeah, saw that in theaters. Thought Ryan Gosling's performance in it was actually incredible as his role of, I think it's Jacob Palmer's his character's name. Definitely changed me. I was into style before that, but after watching this film, I was like, man, I gotta be like this guy. I gotta step up my game in style and how I carry myself and whatnot. So yeah, and then Steve Carell, I think this was kind of a turning point for him in a little way too, because he had The Office that he was in for so long, and The Office, his run on The Office was coming to an end when this film came out. So it kind of pushed him and his feature film career moving forward outside of Despicable Me and that. But you also got Emma Stone in here. The first time that Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are together. Obviously, after that, they're in Gangster Squad, which no one will ever talk about, and La La Land, of course. But this is the first and just the start of their great chemistry together and iconic movie couple. Did you die?
Huh? I was letting him finish.
I was done.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go with Forget Some Monster. You already said it for me. What? You hear me?
What?
You hear me?
Yeah.
That's fucking hell. Explain it for me. You, man. I quit. I quit this shit. God damn it. You carry yourself like Ryan Gosling. God damn it. You sound like, man, fuck you. I want to be like Ryan Gosling. I'm like, you laughing at me. Fuck this shit. God damn it. Yeah, that's right. Go drink your fucking Coke Zero, you little fuck.
It's not Coke.
Oh, my apologies. Your Pepsi fucking Zero. I see you broke up. You and Coke got a divorce. All right. Support Paris. All right.
This is a mic, man. This is me speaking into the mic. It's not me hearing you.
Can you really not hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Don't do that ever again. All right, I'm just gonna say the big one. All right, the big sick because I find it relatable. All right, I dated a white woman. It was basically about that, except I didn't get married. But yeah, yeah, especially like from that first generation, all that crap. Yeah, I love that movie. I don't know, like whenever I watch it, it's just like I find it relatable. I just do, and I kind of like consider myself around the same type of person he is.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't no smooth motherfucker like Ryan Gosling, not yet. Shit, I eat like wine, fool. But yeah, obviously like big shout outs to like Bridesmaid, She's All That. She's All That just because like I don't know, it just has like a lot of memorable stuff from like.
I feel like that's a very dated movie though. I'm sorry. Continue. Bill's on he's on the edge tonight.
I did have my peanut butter sandwich this morning, all right? Well, yeah, back to the series though. Pretty much, yeah, you basically stole the good ones already. He's just pretty much enough said with it. Obviously, you've got Mel, but like Matt said, it's really hard to rank movies in a genre just because like you just kind of go like, all right, it's hard to rank because you kind of go like, all right, even if you like these movies do go with that genre, it's hard to rank them because you kind of go like, oh shit, they're all good in their own way.
Yeah.
You can probably have like 15 of those rank number 1, then like 3 rank number 3, then like 133 rank at 3rd. So it's kind of impossible to rank at what. But out of these, if any of you remember them, they're my personal, well, not my top 10, but like 10 that I'll see like endlessly, and I will like whether I just like them or really they just have a good backstory to why I like to watch them, whether it's from my mom, or I find it relatable, or just because the character, or whether the script, or whether the performance. So yeah.
All right, guys, that's our list of rom-coms and what we think is some of the best of those. It's a good genre. Probably it's not my favorite genre, but it definitely is one. I used to like it more. I used to watch more rom-coms than I do now, I guess. But it's definitely an underrated genre, I think. it's a feel good genre, because it's obviously comedic, but usually a lot of them give you something to give the person something to believe in and make them feel a little better. But that's our ranking, guys. Thanks for checking it out.
Presented by Taco Bell.